Did you know that our bodies contain more microbial cells than human cells? These cells form a tremendous and vital microbiome, an ecosystem living in and on each and every one of our bodies. They digest our food, they assist our immune system, they send chemical signals to our brain, they break down nutrients and toxins. We quite literally would not survive without our microbial friends. Some Buddhists use our microbiome as an example of the interconnectedness and oneness of the universe. They say that it indicates that we have no true self and that we are merely a cog in the larger organism that is Earth. I've heard this idea before, usually with the implication that humans would be comparable to a pathogen, but never quite so poignantly. But forget for a moment the fact that we humans are unremarkable microbes living on Earth's body. Earth itself is a tiny speck of dust, a cell within the unfathomably vast universe, which scientists are beginning to describe as comparable to an organism or brain. Quote, "The big idea is that the universe is not just an arbitrary physical system, but something more like an evolving computational or biological system, with properties strikingly similar to a complex adaptive system, like an organism or a brain." Now, this is not some far-out hippie theory that everything is connected, man. Many of the world's most highly respected physicists hold this view, pointing to evidence that our own neural network and the universe's cosmic web are, quote, remarkably similar, and say that everything we know is compatible with the universe as a thinking, learning, and evolving system. Look, my point in bringing all this up is this. We are so immeasurably small that all the pressures and expectations we put on ourselves are, in a sense, trivial. If the universe is a brain, we are but a microscopic particle within the cytoplasm of a neuron. Some people get understandably overwhelmed at contemplating the infinitesimality of existence. But to me, it brings comfort. There is nothing to do but be. There are so many things that I want to be. Be a great writer, be a good friend, be a better reader, a better video editor, be fulfilled in my career, be creative, be honest, be principled, be authentic, be spontaneous, be open-minded, non-judgmental, and so on. With all my aspirations, I often forget to just be. Not to think about what I need to do this week, not to fall back on distractions or entertainment, not to fret about the future of the world, not to do anything or be anyone but who I already am. Simply be, exist, breathe. On top of all the expectations we invent for ourselves, we also have outside influences, perhaps the most evil of all, weighing us down. Be a consumer, be productive, be obedient, be a mindless wallet, be a docile wife, a domineering husband, be a predictable voter, an ardent supporter of your political party's incumbents. All of these are distractions, invented to control and subjugate us. You don't have to be any of these things. You only have to be. If you've ever tried meditation, you'll know how much harder being is than it sounds. Still your mind and focus on the breath are ostensibly the only instructions needed for meditation. Simple enough, right? Should be easy, right? Wrong. Your mind races from object to distraction. Your body fidgets and desires movement and stimulation. You grow bored and impatient, agitated and anxious. Stilling one's mind requires constant attention and awareness. And to focus on something as simple as the breath feels like a waste of time. Shouldn't you be working or writing or doing something, anything, to give yourself amusement or gratification? The word be has become a powerful mantra in my meditation practice, which has only become daily in the past few months, though I've practiced on and off for years. When my focus wanes, I come back to this simple but powerful word, a word that can bring me back to the present. But be doesn't apply only to meditation. Be wherever you are. Be whatever you're doing. Reject passivity and embrace the present. The uncertainty of the future and the certainty of the past are mere distractions. The present moment is all that is. None of this is to say that aspirations and dreams are pointless. Indeed, I believe they are essential. But one must understand that they may never reach their goals, and that's okay. In an uncaring world, one can still find meaning in the struggle towards their ideal self. Take my journey towards becoming a great writer. Is it a pointless and difficult toil, a desperate search for truth, a painful extraction of meaning from the depths of myself? Will I ever become a truly great writer? One who changes lives and minds? One who inspires and transforms? One who transports and frees? It's highly doubtful. So what's the point of trying at all? The process is the point. It's difficult, and at times I feel like I have nothing to say. But I've learned to cherish these moments of struggle, for they are when growth happens. I can learn to not resist but savor these moments of painful wrestling, for the insights that arise from them. In the words of Friedrich Nietzsche, quote, "You must be ready to burn yourself in your own flame. How could you rise anew if you have not first become ashes?" I talked about the myth of Sisyphus in my Little Miss Sunshine video, but I want to bring it up again here. Sisyphus was a mortal who defied the gods and was sentenced to an eternity of pushing a rock up a hill, only to have it fall back down to the ground when he reached the top. It was a torture invented to punish Sisyphus, but Albert Camus says in his essay The Myth of Sisyphus that it is punishment only insofar as Sisyphus is conscious. Quote, "Where would his torture be, indeed, if at every step the hope of succeeding upheld him? Sisyphus, proletarian of the gods, powerless and rebellious, knows the whole extent of his wretched condition. It is what he thinks of during his descent. The lucidity that was to constitute his torture at the same time crowns his victory. There is no fate that cannot be surmounted by scorn." Sisyphus represents the freedom and joy one can find if only they embrace their circumstances and the ultimate meaninglessness of existence. Quote, "The struggle itself toward the heights is enough to fill a man's heart." I think about my writing and find peace in this line. Buddhism teaches that we cannot escape our suffering but through the elimination of desire. And this Buddhist teaching goes hand in hand with Camus' Absurdism. If Sisyphus desired rest or an end to his toil, that would be the rock's victory. But when he accepts his fate, quote, he too concludes that all is well. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. As we all push our own boulders up never-ending hills, with no real hope of impacting anything at the grand scale, we can still find peace in acceptance. So free yourself from expectation, from the shackles of doubt and the chains of anxiety. Happiness is not attained by striving for it, but by accepting that your conditions are what they are, and all you can control is what you do about it. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Did a little something new for this one, so if you want to see more of this kind of thing, leave a comment below. Otherwise, I've got some videos coming down the pipe. Little Miss Sunshine is on the way. It's in copyright review right now. And if you're new around here, I do book and film reviews, mostly video essay kind of things, but other types of random stuff thrown in from now and then. So be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. And yeah, that should do it. Thanks so much for tuning in. Peace and love, and I'll see you next time.